these examples that I give you, they apply to so many different situations. So it's all the same. Basically, the person can do 5 or 6 different passes and it will still be a similar reaction, right? Or the person may do a different pass and there's other passes that are similar to that and I'll do similar reactions. Or the person may do a sweep to mount or whatever and I'll still do similar reactions in regards to those sweeps. So if I do not go over a specific pass that happens to you, or if I do not go over a specific sweep, it does not mean these particular ideas do not work for you. It means they could still work for you. Now, there's going to be exceptions. There might be a different sweep that I have to react differently, but the goal is to give you the general idea and give you something that can work for the most common situations, all right? I have videos on the Grapplers guide where I actually talk about basically pass prevention. And I talk about basically defending and retaining against so many different passes. Look in the pass prevention section, and then you'll be able to have a solution to your specific problem. That's what that section is for. This video is to open up your eyes and be like, oh, I never even thought of doing that. Because a lot of people honestly never think of doing this. They basically let the person pass their guard or sweep them, they settle, and then they escape. Not a good idea, especially at the high level. If I'm rolling with someone like Danilo, and I just let him settle, it's not a good idea. Regardless of the fact that Danilo's bigger than me, right? So a lot of people ask, like, what would you do against somebody who's bigger? And that's why my friend Danilo is helping me out, right? Because he's a little bigger than me. And not only that, he has good speed to him, so his size and his speed is hard to deal with at times. So let me give you some examples. Example number 1 is we're here, and Danilo is inside my guard. And let's say he just goes for a pass. He might do like an X pass, right? So he goes to do an X pass. And he goes and pause. Here, he is now, basically my headlights are here. So at this point, he keeps going. He's now past my headlights. If you did not watch the Transitional Escaping Concepts video, make sure you watch that. Then you'll understand what I mean by passing my headlights. He's passing my guard playing zone. This means I need to escape. Escape, escape, escape. I can't sit up and scoop, because if he goes up, go past, I can't sit up and scoop. It's not going to work. I can't retain my guard. If you're still in my guard playing zone, so go back this way, then go ahead, go. I don't even need to do any escaping movements. I can just sit up and scoot. But that's not an option for me anymore. He literally moved 4 to 5 inches, and that was taken away from me. So I need to know, escape, escape. And one of the best ways, in my opinion, is escaping to your knees. Or escaping belly flat usually first, and then go to your knees. In other videos, I talk about why we go flat. Find those videos on the Grapplers guide. If you can't find those, then message me or post in the Facebook group, and somebody else will help you find it. But a very common thing that happens is the person goes to pass, well, and then they try to get their knee in. And then as we're here, we'll keep working. I'm trying to get my knee in. Danilo's still putting pressure. He's practically passing my guard. If he grabs my toes and he pushes them away, boom, drops his hip. Now he stops it. Or even more basic thing that happens is as he goes to pass, he knows I'm going to put my knee in, and he blocks my hip with his right hand right away. So if he goes back, right, and he goes to pass, he blocks my hip with his right hand. Now I can't go. Let's turn this way. Because the fact that he blocked my knee, I can't get it in. And the other thing that I'm doing that isn't right is I'm escaping flat on my back. And that's extremely common for people, especially white belts, blue belts, purple belts, even some brown and black belts, is when the person goes to pass, they stay on their back. Look at my back. It's like flat on the mat. They're just staying here, trying to get their knee in and do all this stuff. But if he blocks my hip with his right hand, it's not even an option anymore, and I'm flat on my back. And he already escapes. No good. Let's say, before I even talk about what's next, right? When he goes to pass, so we go again, boom, he goes to pass. This already is better. This already is better for me. And the reason for this is because I'm no longer flat on my back. Now he goes to put pressure and control look at my hands. My hands are stopping this. Here, when he goes to put pressure and control me, it's going to be much harder. It looks like he has control, however, he doesn't have full control of me, especially because he doesn't have head control. Right? I'm on my side. I can move my hips, gotta keep your weight down on me, and Danilo's bigger than me. I'm on my side. I'm blocking this. He was instinctively about to grab my sleeve, which is good. Go grab my sleeve. I still need the control, but look, I can still work. I can still work. It's easier said than done. It's not going to be like an easy battle, but I changed things. I immediately went to my side. To your side is always better than being flat. Protecting your face is always better than not protecting your face. Because even though he had some pressure on me with his body, right, he did not have control of my head, and he did not flatten me out. And because the fact that he didn't have control of my head, it's going to be so much harder for him to flatten me out. When I'm here like this, there's other things you can do to flatten me out. I'm not even going to talk about that, because that's even more advanced. We'll talk about that in other videos. But when I'm here, right, when he goes to flatten me out, it's difficult. It's really difficult for him to flatten me out. I'm borderline turtled at this point. So when he goes to work to flatten me out, it's very hard. It's extremely hard for him to flatten me out because I'm on my side. It's such a silly concept, right? When I say silly, I mean it's silly simple. So, right, what is it? What's the saying? Keep it stupid simple, or keep it simple stupid. The KISS method, that's what we want to do. We want to keep it simple. Get to our side. Boom. Here, I'm not even talking about a fetal position. I'm talking about at least get to your side and block the cross faces. That's going to help you out in itself. Now the other thing is, and the other thing that happens when it comes to people going to pass and stopping them from getting side control on you, is they get so stubborn on getting his bottom knee in. I tell people all the time to just forget this, right? Don't keep trying to get your bottom knee in. The reason being is because it's going to slow you down, and against higher level people, it just doesn't work, in my opinion. If I'm going against other black belts, trying to shuck my knee in to stop them from passing, it just does not work. And if it does work, you have to use more energy than necessary, and more often than not, you use more energy than necessary, and then it just still doesn't work. What I mean is this, and I showed you briefly, is we're here like this. Danilo goes to do the same pass, right? And then, here you go, I go. Boom, I get to my side, and I shove my knee in like this, and they're really trying hard at this point. And this honestly just makes it a little bit slower for him to pass my guard and doesn't stop them. Because here, I'm not doing anything to stop his upper body from putting pressure on me. He has a lot of pressure on me. And this means I can't crazy leg him. I can't do that. I'm controlling his arm, but here, put even more pressure on me. I can't do all these. I can't get to my side anymore. He's just crushing me. And that's even without him controlling my hips. Let's go back into the same situation. And if, let's say he were to grab my foot, that's even worse. No longer can I do this. No longer. I'm sure so many people watching this video are saying to themselves, yeah, that position gets killed all the time. It works against a white belt or a blue belt, maybe a purple belt, but when I go with the brown belts and the black belts, this never works. I'm sure so many people are going to watch this video and be like, oh my goodness, Jason's right. That hardly ever works for me, okay? If it works for you, then good. You may be one of the best ones in regards to doing this particular escape. But I usually tell people to not do it most of the time. And we do some other things. It doesn't mean it will never work. If I'll do it against somebody who maybe is less experienced, or I'll do it against somebody where I just feel like my timing is impeccable. But I'm going to be honest. 17 years of jiu-jitsu now. I don't remember the last time I put my knee in to try to get my guard back. I just don't do it. I either invert or I go belly down. Another thing that happens when we're here, even if he doesn't grab my foot, if he takes his right hand, he punches it to my hip. So, yeah, he punches to my hip. You know, I'm still blocking. I'm getting to my side. Here, it's still trouble. Here, I'm trying to get my knee in. It's not working. I mean, I can still get belly down. The reason why I can still get belly down is because I was able to get to my side. And you possibly have to deal with the turtle position. If you notice, once I get to turtle, I'm sliding back right away because I'm trying to avoid the amount of time I'm stuck in turtle. That's another transitional escape. And basically the example is I'm combining transitional escapes. I'm like, okay, I have to transitionally escape the guard pass, and now I have to transitionally escape the turtle. If I pause in the turtle and say, oh, I escaped the guard pass, Now I can settle. I'm giving him another position to get control of, and then it makes it even harder for him to basically control me. So let's do this again. What do I like to do? I like to go flat, right? What I mean go flat is I go flat on my stomach, and then I do a quick back out. And I'll explain why I go flat on my stomach as well. Or if I could possibly do it, depending on the type of pass that's happening, I like to basically invert as well. So let's talk about going flat. Going flat is this. Same situation. Doederlien, let's start over right from the beginning. Doederlien goes to pass. Boom, I get to my side. Look, I'm here. I'm protecting myself. Much harder for him to stop me. The only reason I'm pausing is so you can see what I'm doing. My hands are blocking. I'll show you a different angle as well. Now what I do is I go flat. My hand comes out, and it comes flat here. I'm almost like, just come off me for a second. I'm almost just kind of like just laying here, like doing like a arms out Superman type pose. Super weird. We're getting super weird here. So I'm here like this, right? I went flat, and as soon as I go flat, I put my hands down on the mat, and then I do like a yoga pose backwards. Here. And I slide back as soon as I can. I'm going to show you full speed as well. I slide back as low as possible. I go like this. I'm going to do it without the knee low. So we're here, right? Boom, I block. I'm on my side. Proper position. Go flat. Yoga pose. Pay attention to what I'm doing with my legs. Go flat. Here. Yoga pose. Look, I'm low. Look at my right leg. It curls under. But I don't want to go on my side because he's probably going to pass. What I want to do is I always want to stay straight. My chest is still facing the camera. That's what I want to do. I don't want to lean to my side because then I'm saying, hey, go to my side. Go to side control again. I've had so many people who went to go like, they did everything right. And then they went to go like do the yoga pose backwards, but they leaned to the side and just gave the person the pass again. So don't do that. Let me show you an example. Let's say Doederlien does the pass. Boom, I'm here, right? Then from here, I go flat and they basically turn to the side, keep going, and then it never worked. When you do this, you want to be square with the person, right? Or you want to, at the very minimum, always go back straight. You want to be looking forward, every chest forward when you go backwards. Don't go off to the side. Do not do this. Don't go like this. Because you're going to basically get crushed by somebody who has experience. I'm constantly talking about somebody who has experience because the people who have trouble, especially in the long run, they have trouble with the more experienced players. And you should have it in your mind, not what works against the white belt or the blue belt. What works against the purple belt and up. I don't even care if you're a white belt. Think about what works against the purple belt and up. Because if you have that mindset, I believe it's going to help you get better quicker. So let's go over this again. We're here. We have this angle. Doederlien goes to do the pass. I'm blocking. Look, I'm already going flat, and then I come here. Just like this. All right, I'm going to explain why I go flat. And then as soon as this happens here, usually the person has forward pressure on me, and I slide backwards at that moment. That's if you want to retain your guard. That's what we're going to focus on the most. If I have good wrestling, right, or if I have good single legs, and so on and so forth, good sit-outs, then I'll fight for top position. What I mean is, instead of me going back, instead of me going like this, here, I'll actually attack his legs. So I'll go like this, here. I'm here like this, I'll come around, boom, I might work to knee pick him. So that's going to be highly relevant to what your particular game is and what your particular style is. All right, so that's what we want to work on. Now let's do this full speed because I'm pausing. I'm doing the getting to my side and going flat. I'm pausing and then I'm explaining what I do from there. That you do not want to do that. There should be no pause. It's all one particular movement. So we're going to show you this with some different angles. So we're here. Doederlien goes. That's it. Everything. You never want him to settle that top pressure. And what the top person is going to feel lots of times when you're starting to like sit back is they're almost going to feel like they're belly flopping forward. And the reason why they feel like that is because they have chest pressure on you. And as you're kind of like sliding backwards, they're trying to keep that top pressure, which makes them feel like they're falling forward. And when they feel like they're falling forward, it makes it harder for them to control you. And this is why I recommend this. So let's do other angles. So here, he goes to pass. Boom. Then I get my guard back, or I attack the legs. Whatever I want to do. Let's do it again. Here. See how he's paused? He was kind of like leaning forward like this. That's difficult for the person to actually get true control on me. Right? And I'm not sure if you felt what I was talking about. It makes it difficult for them to get true control. They end up like this. Like they're trying to catch you. So we want to make it all one movement. I truly believe you should not be wasting your time getting your knee in. We should be doing this type of stuff. And the good thing is, if you are a guard player, we're getting our guard back. If you are a top player, we're fighting for top position. You could pick and choose, right? It's not like we just try to get a knee in. We are just settling on the getting the guard back. And then finally, what I'm going to talk about is why are we going flat? Why are we not doing this? Which is an old school way I learned it. Why are we not going here with this space like this and then going just like this? Why are we not doing this? The reason we are not doing this is because there's too much space that we're giving our opponent to actually control our upper body. He's going to make us settle on purpose. With transitions, whoever stops the transition is usually the one winning. Even if I escape the side control. If he's able to stop my transition, right, he's going to be winning. So if we're here like this, we'll start right here. He goes to pass. Well, when I come here like this, and let's turn. If I'm here, let's say he's in front of me, he can now control me better. Get good control, front headlock, whatever. He can control me better because I have all this space now because I got up to my knees. However, if we do this again, we'll do it from this angle because I believe we'll end up in the proper angle for you to see. When he goes, oh, I come here, right? When I'm like this, now when he goes to get the front headlock, go to get the front headlock, it's harder. It's harder for him to keep going. It's harder for him to do it. I can still slide back if there's a pause. I do not recommend you just lay on your stomach and just sit there. Don't do this. Don't just go like this and be like, hey, this is cool, like, I want to head. No, don't do that because the person's eventually going to spin behind you. But the point is, if I'm flat, it makes it much harder for the person to get front control on me. It also makes it harder if they're on the side. It makes it harder for them, let's say we're here, right? And he gets to the side, like a side turtle. If he can't get his knee in, try to put your knee in, it's hard. So it's hard for him to get, I'm not going to stay here, okay? Right? If I stay here, he's just going to get my back. But if we go back, right? When we're here, let's say we just do this. Boom, and he's on the side now. It's hard for him to get this control. And then I can start working to get out. The longer you wait, the harder it is. But I find that it's better for you to go flat. And also the other thing, it's quicker. It's quicker for you to go flat. It's much quicker for me to go like this, here, than it is for me to do this. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference, but me going here is so much quicker than it is for me to do this. I don't like this. I do not like this here for multiple reasons, and I do like this for multiple reasons. And the other thing, you see me with my elbows in, we're not always going to be like that. Many times you're going to airplane out. Because when we're here, all right, this is a long video, but it's an important video. When we're here, and he goes to pass, pull, put an airplane out. Now when he goes to spin, I can control his leg. I'm stopping, I have something to stop his leg from spinning around as I'm doing my yoga pose backwards. So, I mean, hopefully this helps you out. This is probably going to be one of the longest videos of this series, but it's actually one of the most important. Because a lot of people are like, oh, how do I escape side control? How do I escape side control against a bigger person? Or how do I not get put in side control? You need to work on your transitional escapes. And this applies to most passes, honestly. I'm gonna show you different pass examples, but for the most part, this is something that I truly believe people should be focusing on. So we're gonna talk about another transitional escaping scenario when the person is passing the guard. And the reason why we're doing this is because it creates a different type of scenario in regards to transitional escaping. The scenario where we get to our knees and we do the flat escape and we work to transitional escape that way, it applies to this as well. However, it's a little harder because our opponent is much closer to us. And this is what I mean. I'll show you. So let's say we're here, right? And Danilo goes to do an over-under pass. So he goes, boom. I can still do these things. Look at my hands. I can still do all this stuff. My hands are here. Now, I actually don't want him out here during the transition, because if my hands are out here and he gets past my arms, even if he goes like this, bang, he beat me. He also has me in a hug choke position. So I don't want my hands all the way out. During this transition, I'm actually going to do this here with my elbows, so he'll go back. Well, now he goes. Now, it basically stop it here. But it's harder because his body's much closer to me, right? And there's still already pressure on me. So I'm going to talk about this transitional escape that we learned in the other video. That's a very primary video. It's literally like almost 20 minutes long. We're going to talk about this here. So when I'm here like this, I can still come here, control his arm, work to shrimp back, boom, go flat, and then work to back out from there. But it's a little bit more work. I have to react even faster. And then I'm going to give you another scenario where we'll do transitional escaping, but based off of, it's a specialized transitional escape, because we're doing it specially off of the over-under pass. And the reason why we're doing another video on transitional escaping against side control is because I also want you to understand that depending on the passes that give you trouble, may depend on the type of escape or the type of movement that you want to do. It's not my job right now to give that to you, all right? I don't know every single person's individual passing problems. I don't know what passes give you issues. I don't know if it's a knee cutter. I don't know if it's a leg drag. I don't know if it's a cartwheel pass. Like, seriously, I have no idea. The best thing that I can do is I can set you up for general success to make your life a little bit easier. And more often than not, I will tell you that the going flat escape does work against most things, especially because, fortunately, most people aren't very good at basically filling all those holes when they're going to pass. So when Danilo goes to pass, he has to do certain things. He has to control my head, control my hips, stop me from getting a knee in, make me flat on my back, and basically he has to fill all these different gaps. So lots of times people, regardless of their rank, they have trouble filling these particular gaps, and I can take advantage of these little holes that are given. So if we quickly talk about variation number one, we're here, right? Danilo goes for an over-under pass. I'm getting to my side. He's still passing on this side. He goes to get head control. And I'm out. Same thing. Same thing we showed in the 18+ minute video. Same exact thing works, okay? And I honestly use this most of the time, especially if I feel like the person didn't do a good pressure pass on me. And the reason being is because regardless of the pass, they still need to accomplish the same type of things. They need to get hip control. They need to get head control. If they do not stop me from getting onto my side, which we talk about, if they do not stop me, let's say he goes for the over-under pass. Look, I'm already on my side. If he does not stop me from getting on my side, I have the ability to do the flat pass. Because now he needs to settle his position. When he goes to settle his position, look, my left arm. During the transition, my left arm is already shooting inside. I go flat. I don't stay here. I back up. See how he fell forward? All the same stuff. But during the transition, I'm shooting this arm in real quick. So we do this again. He goes to pass. Look at my left arm. It's already there. It's already there. Like, I'm not BSing. I'm trying to get this done. This isn't like, oh, let's hang out. Let's do this nice and let's go for a slow walk. This is get this done as fast as possible. So all that applies. But another situation is when I can't do that, or if I just don't know that I can do that. I may have to transitionally escape a different way. So we're using this different passing style to show you just another example on how you have to think on your feet, right? We have to be dynamic in our thought process. So we're here. Now, when he goes to pass, right? He's on his side. Look, now here, I might do the Marcelo style type escape. Because here, I felt like I couldn't get there, but I'm here like this. He's past my headlights. But I chose to do a different escape based off of the pass that he was doing to me. Okay, if you don't know what the Marcelo style escape is, I believe you can find it on YouTube somewhere. I don't know what I think it's called the sit-up escape, maybe, where we're here like this. And there's other escapes that I can do. But this is just an example. I'm escaping during transition. I'm not letting him get fully to the side. I'm not letting him. I'm saying no, this is not acceptable. I do not want you to get there, okay? So if we're here, right? He goes over under. Look, I'm not letting him, but he's not, like, let's say, he's already passed. He's already, this is no longer playing guard anymore. And then I work to escape. So have that in mind, right? You're gonna come across training partners or even people you compete against on a regular basis who specialize in a certain type of pass. Over-under passes is like my bread and butter. I love doing the over-under pass. I also like doing stack style passes. I also like doing knee cutters and wrong side knee cutters. So it's up to my training partners to figure out how they can transitionally escape to those particular escapes. And fortunately, they apply to other people because there's other people who do those passes as well. So the purpose of this video is just to open up your eyes a little bit more, let you know that there's more types of transitional escapes that you're responsible for based off of the certain things that happen to you. Now, after watching this series of videos, you're going to see that the huge emphasis in regards to escaping, especially escaping against somebody who's bigger, is focusing on transitional escaping. Because if you can escape during transitions and you can get proper escaping position on time, it usually doesn't matter how big the individual is. Proper position usually always wins. I did talk about in other videos how once you get to a certain weight difference, then it becomes hard no matter what you do, even if you do proper position. So if Danilo outweighed me by 150 pounds, even if I was on my side, had proper position, it usually doesn't matter at that point. Like, you have to wait for them to move to get out, or you got to tap. That's not something people want to hear, but here's the reality. I'm a realist, right? When you're stuck on the bottom with somebody who's skilled, right? This is somebody who is skilled, 150 pounds more than you. You ended up on the bottom side control or the bottom mount, or even worse, scarf hold, or maybe knee on belly, right? And they outweigh you by 150 pounds. Let's say Danilo and I were, we're both black belts, but if he outweighed me about 150 pounds and he put me in the scarf hold, I'm probably going to tap to that. That's just the reality. But the transitions, the me never getting there is going to help me against somebody who's that big. And even at that point, the game's going to be different. I'm never even going to let them get that close. I'm literally going to treat it as a self-defense situation if he's 150 pounds. Because now 150 pounds is straight up a weapon against me. It's not me rolling with somebody who is bigger than me. It's me rolling with somebody who has a weapon in regards to their weight. That's reality, in my opinion. People might tell you different, and I'm going to tell you it's BS. That's fine. It doesn't mean I'm right? Fully, I believe I'm right, but somebody may prove me wrong. But that's the thing. So that's why this series that I shared with you is highly focused on transitions. The number one thing that people ask me in regards to the survey that I sent is, how do I deal with bigger individuals? And that's how you deal with them the best. You beat them during the transition, because if they never get the weight on you, they never control you. And the reality, too, is a lot of people don't understand transitions. They don't understand what it means to transitionally escape. They don't understand what it means to get to a transitional situation where you have proper position. And the purpose of these videos is to get you there. I did not go over when somebody has you in a solid position like side control. What I mean is, I did not go over if we were already stuck here against somebody who's bigger. Right? I didn't go over this where we're stuck, or if he had the mount on me and he had a strong mount on me. I didn't go over these particular things and how to get out of these situations, because it's highly situational. It's highly situational based on how much pressure they're putting on you. It's highly situational based on the type of pressure they're putting on you. It's also highly situational based on the reactions that he makes. And I'm going to be making a program in regards to a smaller person going against a bigger person. And I'm going to talk about all these things in the program. It's going to be on the Grapplers Guide. So if you are a Grapplers Guide member, you will get full access to all of this. If you are not a Grapplers Guide member, when you join, you will get access to all of this. Grapplers Guide members get access to pretty much every single thing that goes on there, whether it's me filming or it's outside experts like Craig Jones, Travis Stevens, Wilson Hayes, Andris Brunovskis, or some other really high-level people, Vlad Koulikov, Reilly Bodycomb, tons of people that are on there. Everyone gets access to these particular things. So join the Grapplers Guide if you do not have access to that. But getting back to the point of this particular series that I'm sharing with you, transitions win. Timing wins. I talk about timing in some of these videos, but the reality is winning the transition means you won the timing. Him and I can have the same exact moves. We can be the same exact weight, the same exact moves, but if his timing is better than me, he's going to win. That's how jiu-jitsu works. That's how people who compete in the same division, who have the same time training and possibly the same skill set, one person loses because the other person had better timing. They were able to make the proper decision quicker. And that's how it works. Again, it's basically a smaller person against a bigger person. And the reality is that's how it works against everybody. All this stuff. People always ask me, how do you work against a bigger person? You do proper jiu-jitsu. That's how you work against a bigger person. There are specialized scenarios that do need to be talked about. But in general, you work on proper jiu-jitsu. You work on proper grappling, and that's what helps you out. So work on these things. If you have any questions or comments, post below. Send me an email. I'll do the best I can to help you out. If you want to learn how to work against a bigger individual based off the perspective that I have, I'm a smaller individual, right? Naturally, I should walk around at 145, a little bit heavier, right? I'm 5'6". Danilo is heavier than me. He's bigger than me, and he's agile too, right? He was born his size. I was born my size. That's just how it is. And I've always had to work against bigger people. So I'm going to make a series. If I didn't make the series yet, I'm definitely going to make a series on working against a bigger individual. And if I did make the series, it depends on when you watch these videos. It's going to be on the Grapplers Guide. So hopefully these things help you out, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.